Okay, here we are, Matthew Russell Lee, Inner City Press, here at the Southern District of New York Courthouse in snowy New York. Today, the trial begins in U.S. versus Alexander Brothers. We've been getting ready for it for some time. There are three real estate hotshots from New York, the Hamptons, and Miami, and they're charged with some horrendous sexual crimes, drugging, raping, torturing. So we've been covering it. They have a defense. In fact, last night, I don't know if this is their best defense, but they're trying to subpoena one of the victim witnesses for her views on October 7th. They're trying to say that she's anti-Israel. Again, I've reported on October 7th, the UN's shameful role, but I think that this defense, I don't know how it's going to play out. But we will see. We're going to be live tweeting the opening arguments maybe at the same time this goes up. Now, in other news, we were reported late last night, midnight, that Melania Trump, yes, has filed a second filing in SDNY. Michael Wolff, you may remember, sort of proactively sued her in New York State Court, trying to forestall a suit against himself. This was then moved. She moved to remove it to SDNY. Many people said, wait a second, saying that she lived in Florida. Does she live in D.C.? Does she live in New York? Got a lot of responses from both sides of the aisle. But she now has done a second filing, moving to dismiss in SDNY, or in the alternative, to transfer to the Southern District of Florida. It's kind of savvy, and the wheeling out of the case, she did not get a bad draw. You can find that on Inner City Press and Substack and X for subscribers, the analysis. Okay, Friday we're going to have Luigi Mangione, a second hearing, a second conference by Judge Margaret Garnett here in SDNY. So we'll be covering that on Friday. Till then, it's going to be a lot of Alexander. Today there might be Halkbank. I'm going to try to do that. The Turkish bank accused of assisting Iran. This is a case that goes back some time. It's gone to the Supreme Court and back. We'll check it out. Let's go financial as we turn the corner. We had at least one other thing to say, but we're going to go financial. Fair Finance Watch, hard at work, has filed comments on the application by Enova, the parent of CashNetUSA, which has charged interest rates up to 500%. Trying to buy Grasshopper Bank, a bank that uses AI, a payday lender using AI. What could go wrong? So we've commented to the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency. The Fed doesn't list an application yet, I don't think. And the Fed is really, I'm hitting new lows daily. UBS, major Swiss bank, they might want to move to the U.S., but they have major money laundering issues. And they have, most recently, an issue going back all the way to World War II. Not only did the Fed approve them to become a bank holding company, but they did it by the Reserve Bank, which is an entirely conflicted structure, as we have shown. And as the Silicon Valley crisis shows, they have banks on the board of the Reserve Banks. They're not even government entities. How can they hand out approvals over opposition to money launderers' applications? We raised it to the board. We've asked for a review by the board of what the Federal Reserve Bank of New York has done here. Now, there's a media scrum outside the courthouse as I approach. But the Alexander brothers are in jail, so I don't know how that's going to work. Number two, finally, the United Nations. We covered yesterday a Security Council meeting, ludicrously, on the topic of rule of law. This is from an organization that bans the press without any explanation. We applied in June. 6 months later, they denied it without even a reason. Total fraud, total scandal. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the scrum. So we applied. We're not going to cease. But there's the scrum of some media in front of the courthouse, despite the three Alexander brothers being locked up. We're going in. Inner City Press, to be continued.